Hello. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. We got the New York. London here is about to open up soon. Price is moving down, so kind of looking for some sell confirmations now. I think price is gonna be a sell. So we're just gonna see what happens over here. I want this thing to set up a little bit more. Hey, good morning, guys. Up 700 today. Oh, nice. Congratulations. Yeah, I gotta wait over here. I gotta wait for some kind of a confirmation. But I think, like, you know, price can move down soon. Let's see. London's about to open. We might get a London open fake out above here. London open fakey and then rip downtown. I kind of want the London to open first. It would be nice if London could open up here first. Just want to see how the setup could look. Let's see roughly about how much is that. See the 5 minute. Oh, it's already coming down here. Man, massive sell-offs. Massive sell-offs there on Goldie. I'm going to wait for a support to be formed. I'm not going to get in now. I'm going to wait for a support to be formed. If it comes down, awesome. I would like to actually see it come down like this and create like a support for me. Let's see what's going on here now. Yeah, I wouldn't mind to see it first come down, create that support. We got about like 1 minute. Hey, what's up, Sheka? Morning, Techno. One more support down over there because I'm trying to be sure about the sell. One more support. Can we get a support here today? See what the daily is doing. Daily is all right. So we had some pretty strong injections here by that SMA, that ASMA. Got some daily support over here. We're currently tapping into some kind of a daily support, so got to be cautious about this daily support there. Gotta be cautious. All right, let's go back on the 1 minute. Let's see what's cooking up here, Goldie. It's really setting something up though. Might break. Oh man, it's breaking the highs. It's breaking the highs, so it could distribute bullish, I guess. I'm looking for sells. See, it's changed the bias to now waiting. Now it's back to waiting again. Maybe it's gonna fake out here. We use that fake out as a confluence if it pulls down. That is the question. Or do we just wait for a support? Alright, so I got like 4 seconds, 3 seconds. Pushed up quite healthy there in the last few seconds, actually. Pretty nice close. Would have been a different story if it actually like flipped down bearish like this. If it flipped down like broke like this and then have that long wick up there, then we can say that's liquidity grab for price to continue moving down like that. Hey Luis, thank you for the membership, man. Yeah, but look at that. That would be a different story, but it still could be a fake out if this one came in. But that other example would have been more aggressive for sure. Much more aggressive. That could still be the trap, the entrapment. Got a little entrapment over here. Now, the question is, do I want to take this trade? I gotta wait. Might have to wait. I'm gonna have to wait. I'm gonna have to wait for a candle to create a support. There was seller exhaustion. We waiting already yet? Yeah, it's you could get away with it, but it could definitely be a lot more cleaner, you know. Look at that liquidity spike right there. That's a London open fake out. Maybe if I get one more support. On the 5 minute you can see the wick I was talking about. So on the 5 minute you can see it's more of like a wick, right? The wick that just took out the highs right here. In the 5 minute you got that wick. I don't know. I think it could look a lot cleaner though. I don't think so. Got like 31 seconds here for this candle to close. See, trying to avoid like these unnecessary pullbacks right now. Just want to get a clean move, zero drawdown, baby. Come on. Oh, it's not gonna give me the support. Man, looks like it might just leave here. Yeah, looks like it just might leave without me. Man. Tricky one to catch. Wasn't fully formed right here. Came down. Broke the highs. Liquidity grab 5 minute and then pulled down. Maybe it creates like another support somewhere around here. Ooh, man, it is gone. It is gone.
Why are you running? Why are you running?
You got it? Nice. Yeah, I feel like, damn, this is very tricky here. It would have been nice if this candle here closed like a support though first. Like a little support right here. And then we re-break. Then, you know, that would have been like a little bit safer for me, I guess. Bye-bye, bus. Oh, man. And it's just gonna keep running now. I guess, you know, the smoking gun of that liquidity grab though. See how you kind of like vision? You're gonna vision and then the market is gonna print it for you. Oh, man. What a freaking dump this is. Down like 68 pips right now. Damn. Yeah, I guess it would be an aggressive play, but that's the only thing that I was looking at sometimes. It's like when you get that liquidity grab, right? That's like, that should give you that confluence for the sell-off. So it just like entrapped buyers right here. Then it rebroke the lows, taking out their stop losses. That's usually like a nice signal. Even if the structure is not really good, guess the trade could be based off of a, which I've done a few times before, but it could just be based off of the liquidity grab. Right there on the 5 minute, you can see it better. 5 minute wick, man. Look at this chode of a 5 minute candle right now. It just went down like 113 pips. Nice little SMA confluences in there too. You got the 8 on the 1 minute, you got the 8 on the 5. Damn. So good. From the 1 minute strategy, didn't have the lot size ready to push. Man, that was not even drawdown. This candlestick pulled up. It looked like it was pulling up, right? But in hindsight, it looks like it just went through. It just went through. It just went through over there. It's like zero drawdown. WW. Hi, Mr. Bus. Maybe run to... Yeah, now we gotta go to the next station. Now we have to wait for the next bus stop. That's one side type of a consolidation. You know, you gotta get definitely a lot more variations of that same exact thing happen. All right, awesome. Let's see. Kill zones. There's London open right there. London open, fake out. This candle should have closed like a support. Would have been then I would have gotten in. Either way, if you took it, I still think it was like, it's not like an invalid trade. It's still a valid trade. It just, you know, kind of happened a bit differently. This was exactly the one. Wait, let's see what's going on here. From the 1 minute strategy, didn't have the lot size ready to push the button. This is exactly like the one in the morning. Went down, came up, make a top wick, and then I have my SL placement and took it down on the break. How many trades are this? Three trades in. Nice. Yeah, so we're back, chat. We're back. Yesterday's stream was cancelled because before I started the stream, I noticed that my camera cable was broken. So I tried to fix it, and then I broke it more. And then I had to order a new one. So yeah, that's why. Got Bitcoin still coming down here. Broke like 100k. Still heading downtown. Look where the daily's going. We're breaking through that daily support, or at least we're trying to. Got a few rejection wicks here from the previous daily. Got a support area. You can re-break the daily lows. I think today is going to be bearish. Gotta look at some fundamental work soon. Currently on a 4 win streak. One more for my record. Missed 3 winners today though. Oh, man. That's awesome that you're on a 4 win streak. I almost took a 4 losing streak over here. Look at this. I had 1, 2, 3, 1 break even. I almost took a 4 losing streak. I haven't taken a 4 losing streak since I don't know when. Probably like sometime early last year. Yeah, I think like with the way I trade, when I get like 3 losses, I'm expecting that at least the 4th trade is going to be a winning trade. I'm just consistent. Yeah, so this is November over here. I still want to hold a trade. If I can get a chance to hold a trade, I think that would be nice. I haven't got a chance to hold anything yet. I need a booster shot, like a tranquilize. I need to tranquilize my trading account right now. It needs some kind of stimulation. Maybe, you know, something like 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe a 4%, 4, 5, 6, maybe 6%, 4, 6% runner, something like that. I think that'll be pretty good. Because still got about a 1 more week over here. Because I'm kind of like setting a target, but not really. Because, you know, when you set a target, you never meet the target. But I kind of got a target in my head for like maybe 15%. You're setting a target, but not really setting a target. It's like when you're putting a game into the PlayStation 2 and then you gotta look away and pretend you don't care so that it works. Yeah, it's not gonna get. I think this is still in distribution phase. It's just doing like a small little break and a retest over there. It was good, but god damn. Just didn't have to think too much on this one. Bada bing, bada boom. Yeah, I shouldn't think too much. Man, it's always the trades, you know, like when you're gonna take a trade, it's always those trades that you're gonna think a lot. That you think a lot that are not gonna be good, you know? So I try and do as minimum thinking as possible. Like I just want to see it. If you see it, you know. In hindsight, man, that looks so clean. But when you see it, you see it. It's like the trade I took this morning over here is pretty straightforward. How would you go about that plan to hold? So take smaller lot or same lot, take profit, let the rest run, or just hold to the normal full lot? Yeah, I'll just hold. I'll just hold the full lot. I'll just give myself like maybe one try a day. So if I try London session and if it doesn't work out, then that's it for the day. And if I take the next trade, I'm just gonna secure scalp. But yeah, I mean, we gotta wait and see. But I'll use the same lot. 15-minute shotgun, sell setting up, nice confluence. Man, this is a bleeder right here. Oh my days. And you also got that 15-minute kiss of death. Holy. Yeah, there's a lot of things lining up over here. Kind of feel a little bad because, you know, like when you come onto the chart, typically the time you come on is the time you're expecting to kind of get a move. So I think this was like the move. This was like one of the moves. It could have been the move because remember, the market doesn't owe you anything. It doesn't owe you perfection. It doesn't need to make it the most cleanest setup for you. So this could have been technically the move that I was waiting for over here. Still bleeding, down like 0.80%. Getting like a bit of a wick fill over there. Candlesticks just pushed on the 1 minute about like 78 pips. Man, got the 30-minute kiss of death in there too. Right above that candle. Nice little SMA crossover on the 1 hour too. Very nice. Very awesome. My camera here a bit. I wouldn't be able to hold it until my SL will be hit. Oh man, what is that movie called again? This was that movie with Ice Cube. Friday. Yeah. Let's see. Oh man, look at this. Dumpit. Got a very nice dumpit here. That was literally the London Open today. Dumpit. Dun, dun. Friday? Yeah, that's the movie. Oh, we got NFP today too. Yeah, that's true. Today's NFP kind of weird, right? On a Thursday in the middle of the month. Hey, Tetra, I have a question. Is it possible that no retest will be made and straight to 3,900 level? Man, I don't know. I wish I had a crystal ball that could give me that idea over there. So that would be amazing. I'll be a billionaire. I'll be a trillionaire, a quadrillionaire, if that's even a real number. How much does the Earth cost? That's how rich I'm gonna be. Remember when Kanye West in that interview said, "How much does the Earth cost? I'm gonna buy the Earth." You guys think the Earth is for sale? How much do you think the Earth costs? Some intergalactic businessmen are gonna come in and they're gonna say, "Okay, you gotta buy the Earth now." But I think like 4,000 is a pretty good target over here. Price comes down to like 4,000 is gonna be like 500 pips. That would be a potential magnet before like 3,900. 3,900, if we break 3,900, then it's curtains for gold. Because there's a daily support over there. It's a pretty important one. Maybe we can catch a bus stop here. This is by Fullport City. Heading down to take profit. We're gonna need to accumulate a little bit better here. It definitely look a lot nicer. Still wondering if I should have taken this trade. Did I over hesitate? But if it broke and then pulled up, you know, like that's what you're always thinking, like, did I over hesitate? I don't think so. You're always thinking if you're gonna lose a trade, you have to be okay with losing the trade. Cause man, you know what would have sucked? Like if this candle broke and then pulled up and then rebroke and then continued moving down. I think that's what I was trying to avoid. Yeah, I think you always got to take a trade that you're going to be happy to take a loss on. Otherwise, you know, it's going to be very easy for you to play the victim when it doesn't play out the way you want it to. Because, you know, missing one trade is one thing, but like taking a trade that you didn't plan for is another thing. Bro, your channel has helped me so much. I'm finally 4 months profitable and I think I'm ready to do FT more challenge. Let's go, Jesse. Yeah, you just gotta prove to yourself that you're profitable and then you're gonna try a challenge. A lot of people do the opposite, you know, they get kind of they just want the money. So they're gonna find a way to gamify the system. They're gonna try and gamify this funded challenges to, even though they're not profitable, they're gonna try some things that they're gonna make some money, you know, maybe try get some lucky big payouts. That's what some people do. And actually works, you know, like for some people it works because their funded programs are gonna like tell them, hey man, you're breaking some rules over here. Yeah, I want to see if this thing is gonna like pull up first. See if we can get this next train or bus. Oh, come on, Goldie, just pull up. It's still in distribution phase right now. It's still in distribution phase. It's not clean, it's not clean, it's not clean. These are aggressive entries. There's one right here, aggressive entry. This one's also aggressive entry. Yeah, this thing is still distributing. And you see where it all started, guys? Where we were looking to get into our trade. You see this? This is where it all started here. And now it's paying out these sellers. See, 90% of retail traders. It's like what do you call it? Like those horse races. That's how price on gold is moving right now. It's a horse race. For anybody who took a sell, this is the guy who took the sell over here. And he needs to pass this challenge. It's like, come on, Goldie, a little bit more. 40-40. Can we get 40-40? Come on, 40-40 going once. Going twice. Sold. 40-40 sold to the highest bidder. Pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up. Because I want to see if it's going to pull up. Because it rebroke those low. It broke those lows. So I want to see pull up and try to squeeze out the sellers there a little bit more before we start moving down again. I need to catch up on my fundamental work too. I'm not sure exactly why gold's moving like this, but there's some kind of a bearish perspective for price. What are we down? 0.80%? Should take that one right there. Hey, let's see. Oh man, come on, Goldie. Still not clean. It's okay, but it's just not clean. It's not what I want to see. It's not what I want to see. Still moving down. Still distributing. Yeah, it's still in distribution. Man. Still distributing here. It's creating new lower lows. It hasn't yet stopped. As like a... Yeah, this is it, man. I think it's one of those sessions, bro. It's one of those sessions where price just keeps running. Like you're trying to catch a move, but it's just gonna keep running. How much is this already pushed from here? About like 180, 90 pips. I used to have a lot of these sessions back in 2020, like especially on GJ. And like sometimes GJ would just be selling and you just couldn't catch a move. Like it would just sell. It would just sell for the whole time that, you know, you kind of like expecting to be catching moves. It just goes in one direction. Like what the hell is going on here? Hey, Mr. 1 minute chart. My target is 39.65. All right, good luck. Why are you running?
Why are you running?
Risk aversion on the markets and safe haven demand boosting the dollar. India restricts imports on certain platinum jewelry. There's that word again. Jewelry. Okay, so let's see what else we have. Gold dips as dollar gains. Traders dial back US rate cut bets. Yeah, we got the last time we saw like 49% for easing on dollar. Gold right now is down primarily due to the fact that the rate cut bets have been hard back quite remarkably in the last 2 weeks. Yeah, that's true. I forgot about that. I forgot about... Oh, it's at 33.8% now. Damn, Goldie. Damn, Daniel. Damn, Daniel. Maybe we should have been aggressive over here then. Damn, Daniel. Because now I think the safest bet would be a retracement. It would be nice to have like some kind of pullback. About 25 minutes into this hourly candle over here, I think, you know, that's already had a move. If you look at the hourly, it's already had its move. It'd be nice if we get a pullback. The sell is almost over. How much is the Earth course? Better yet, who do you pay to buy it? Yeah, better yet, who's the real boss if your boss gets a salary? Boss. They can't buy the Earth. My grandpa is not selling his lands. Oh, your grandma. No, we're just gonna take it. For all we know, there might have been a deal made in secret and somebody might privately own the planet. You know who owns the planet? Man, you're gonna like be surprised, but I think it's Bill Gates who owns the planet, because people think Bill Gates, you know, Microsoft and everything, but that guy owns so much land. Bill Gates is more of a landowner than a CEO of a, you know, computer company. Bill Gates owns the planet, I guess. Or the Rothschilds. You know the Rothschilds? They have literally everything named after them. So many animal species. So much stuff that they stole. But anyway, who knows? Maybe Mark Zuckerberg owns the planet. Because, you know, he has Facebook now. And with Facebook, he's gotta know everything. That's why he's always in court. If your grandma doesn't sell, we will tell the USA there's oil there. Government property. Isn't that crazy? Like, if the government wanted to, they could take your shit. How wild is that? They could just take it. All right, all right, all right. Let's see, let's see. Let's see if we can get this bust up. How much you down? 0.80? We could see 1%. I have a Salon 48. What should... I have no idea what you said, sir. Arsenal's owner owns nearly 2 million acres of land. Yeah, I don't even want to do real estate anymore, man. Like, fuck real estate. I'd just rather own land. I feel like real estate is such a headache. You can get like some properties, you know, as some kind of as a way to be secure, like how you would buy gold, you know, maybe own a few houses, but real estate's such a headache. I would rather be a broker of real estate. like just be the middleman to facilitate some of these transactions. And just like spend the rest of the money buying land and hodl. But you know the problem with that is like you're gonna have some areas which are super underdeveloped. So what people do is, if you're gonna have like some land by a nice beach somewhere, some people just buy land next to the ocean, etc., and it never gets developed because they're kind of like just waiting on development, but they're also buying the land, so it's like it's really slow for it to get developed because they're just buying it because they know it's gonna increase in value in time when development reaches that area, correct? But since you're just like buying and holding, it just remains underdeveloped for longer. Unlike the Chinese, you know, the Chinese gonna go into countries and then buy land and build something within like a year. Have you ever seen like that time-lapse video of a road which sinks in China, and then it's like a time-lapse of how fast that they fix those things? It's like so quick. Looks like a buy. I don't know what it is that you're looking at over here. I think you're looking at the wrong chart. Because according to my calculations, this line over here seems to be moving downwards, not upwards. Inverted, small little inverted head and shoulders here. This is kind of what I want to see though. I want to see it pull up. It's better than if it broke here now. It would be much nicer if it pulled up first and then give me a setup and then continuation to the downside. That would be much more safer. It will be safe if it pulls up and then comes down. So as I said, Asia sweep, there are the buys. Do we get Asia sweep? Let's see. Oh, nice. Yeah, I mean, like we just sweeped Asia by 40.39. Taking out those lows. Squeezing some of those players out here on this little pullback. It's a buy, it's a sell. It's a buy, it's a sell. That's how gold works these days. John Bollinger and Jack MacD confirms the buy. Oh, the Bollinger Bands. Man, I used to use Bollinger Bands before. I used to really like Bollinger Bands. If you take the trajectory of the equilibrium and then multiply it by the circumference of the Fibonacci to the power of profits, it's most certainly a buy. Hey, you caught the buy. Very well done, you know. It was bound to retrace at some point. Because, you know, how long are they going to pay these guys out over here? How long is that going to happen for? Not too long. Not too long. It's got to come back here and, like, you know, remove some of these players. They pushed for them how many pips already? Like about 184 pips. So that's one round. That's round one. Of, like, you got to think like Mortal Kombat or something. Round one. Boom. Round one is finished. So now we're waiting for round two. Scorpion versus Sub-Zero. Oh, Baraka. Now we have to wait. This is candle here is it's halfway through the hourly candlestick, so it could pull up and then that same hourly could give another setup. pull down and you get two setups. Two setups for that hourly. Because like every hourly candle can give you like, for example, maybe 1 or 2 trades. How about Jack D or Johnny Walker? I really don't like both of those two things. I kind of like if I'm gonna drink one of them, I would rather get like a honey Jack Daniels. But I can't drink like that stuff. If the oh man. Yeah. Drinking sucks, man. Like whenever I drink, I feel like when you go to the gym and you drink alcohol, you feel like your muscle tissue is getting weaker. It's kind of a weird thing to explain, like especially if you drink like hard stuff, hard liquor. But like a beer here and there is not too bad. But like that hard stuff, you feel like your muscle tissues are weakening, like some kind of kryptonite. Because you know when you're gymming, you feel like Superman, and you're like, oh man, I feel so pumped. Because you're feeding your body nutrients. Then like that hard stuff's like kryptonite. Then you gotta be like Superman when he's weak. I wanna get Superman physique from a, what is that movie? Superman. Superman. Which Superman was it again? Where he gets out of the water. Just looking yoked. It was... What the hell? Why can't I see it here? Where it pulls out the bus that fell into the water with those kids. Yeah, anyway, I just googled it. I can't remember which one this is. Yeah, but man, guy looked yoked in this thing. They look like Grizzly. He's just big. Just big. But I think there's a bit of a like camera effects on this too. Just a little bit, but he did put in work. He did pretty much look like that though. This was Man of Steel. Yeah, 2013 Man of Steel. It's actually pretty decent right here. This is a goal. But obviously sustaining that could be quite difficult if you don't have the right genetics. A lot of these guys don't sustain this. Like after the movie is done, they just go back to normal again. Man of Steel. You know, if you compare Man of Steel to what we recently got, tragic. Just tragic. I like the Man of Steel, you know, it has that gritty feeling about it. Compared to whatever this is. Don't know what this is here. But it was still a good movie. I watched it. It was alright. What did he get though? It got like a 7.1. Movies kind of just lost the grit. Alright guys, so we're just waffling here as we wait because, you know, it's like pulling up now and we just gotta wait for some more structure to form and then take a sell again. Hey, we might not even miss a move because you think you're gonna miss a move right here and then you get the same move happen right over here. Greedy. Oh, Geralt from The Witcher. Yeah. Geralt of Rivia. The Witcher, man. You know, I had that game for like, I think a year. I never played that game. And then one day I decided to play it and I was hooked. super long game, but I was hooked. But I had put it off for so long. That's a hard wick on the 4-hour. Yeah. Just took out the Asia lows and then pulled back up. But it's wicking quite a lot. You can see on the 4-hour, we got like some few wicks here and there. It is wicking quite a bit. And today, let's see, on our Forex factory, we have the non-farm payrolls. Oh, this is going to be crazy. 22K, we're expecting 53K. So we're expecting actually good numbers here. Good numbers for the dollar. Then gold should come down today. Gold should just keep coming down. We're expecting good numbers for the dollar. We don't have rate cuts today. I mean, our rate cuts are reduced down to the 30s. So there's a lot of confluence for sellers. Damn, I wish I paid attention to that a bit sooner, because, you know, information like that can make you be more aggressive in the market when it comes to certain direction. So you see like a pullback like this, beautiful pullback, but with all this confluence, it might just even keep distributing down again. You see, it just tapped. Look at what it did, guys. Look at exactly what I told you it's doing. It's just coming back to take out these players. You see what it did? Look at this. Because that could stop some people out of break even, right? And then this typically would happen. Then you're like, damn, can't believe the market got me out. Manipulation. And also re-entries. At the same time, you also get re-entries there. So if it's looking for sellers, this is an area in the market where there were a lot of selling activity that was triggered by the break of those lows. So it's also coming back to fetch more sell orders. Maybe because there was not enough sell orders down over here anymore. It got exhausted, so it came back up to get more sellers and to keep pushing price down. So it's just like a flow, you know. You're just kind of reading the flow of price and confluence with your strategy. Because if you're going to focus on one strategy, you understand how the strategy operates. But if you're going to focus on that, and now you're going to focus on a Fibonacci and a fair value gap, then you kind of also, maybe you're missing out on overcomplicating things, whereas keeping it simple makes things a bit more obvious. I had a buy setup, but didn't see it. But happy I didn't take it since fixing this over trading. Nice. Yeah, every day you get a chance to try again. You know, in terms of the good habits you're trying to form. It's like every day is just an opportunity, you know, and you don't want to like break your rules because you gotta wait another day. Because in trading, you can't break a rule and say that doesn't count, because your account counted it. You know, some people like to do that. They say, oh, that doesn't count. That doesn't count. I was just trying it. I was just trying it. Now I'm serious. Now we start the day. You know, that doesn't exist. In what world have you come from that exists to you? You know, and if you're going to try something, you got to paper trade it. You don't foretest things with actual risk. You paper trade it. You paper trade it in your head. You see it play out. And then after a month or two of paper trading, then you start to take the position. But you don't foretest with actual risk. That's just the same as trading when you're not profitable. You know, if you're already profitable and you're just trying it out, it would be the same result as trading if you're not profitable, if you're just paper trading it. Let me see what's going on here. I mean, if it's a new thing that you're trying, but you're foretesting it with real risk. All right. This might be the bust up right here. I don't want to miss out on this, guys. Lock in a bit more. It might be another fake out. Remember like what we had during the London? London Open. Candle open there, got a small top wick. Again, this could look clean. It could look cleaner than this, man. It's literally the same thing that happened in the London Open. God damn it. It's literally the same thing, but it's doing less candles this time. You see here? It's doing the same thing right here. That's a fake out. That's a fake out that happened above there too. But it's doing it with like less candlesticks. Because if I didn't take this one, because I wanted a good structure. Oh man, let me see what's going on here. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, I'm gonna have to wait. I'm gonna have to wait again. Otherwise, then I would have taken that one. If I'm gonna be super lenient on this one, I would have been, might as well have taken that one then. So I'm just gonna remain disciplined here. I'm gonna keep my standards. You know, in trading, you gotta have standards. You have to have standards. Otherwise, you're just gonna take anything that life gives you. All right, that's looking a lot better now. You see, you know, you just hold off for a bit longer. You get something a little bit better looking. Yeah, perfect. Now, if this comes down, then I'm going to be happy about this trade. I can go to bed tonight and I'm going to be very happy that I followed my rules to the T there. So now it's just about like if you can actually break the lows. Man, feels good to be back though. Feels good to have everything all sorted and ready to go. I can just focus on trading. Now we can trade with no stress. Dun, dun. How do you become profitable without using real money? You need to have that psychology. Yeah, you gotta use okay, you gotta use real money, but like also when you're using real money, correct, and you're still learning how to trade, then you're always reducing your risk anyway. You're always, but like for me at this stage of my career, I would not use real money on ideas that I haven't like seen play out for at least like a month or two. Because I know at this stage of my career, like if I see something happen over and over and over again, then I can take advantage of it. But you know, as you're still learning to trade, it's a bit more difficult for somebody to like do that because of how psychology plays a role when you start forward testing. But you know, once you got that psychology on lock, where even when you forward test, you don't let emotions get in the way, then I think you're gonna be capable of like paper trading better. But yeah, in the beginning, you still gotta use real money. Like in my opinion, I think it's better because it will show you how to deal with those emotions. But you know, don't risk too much. It's 86 pips. Come on, dump it. Where is Bogdanov with his baton? Dumpy. Strong NFP numbers. Interest rates at 30s. Come on, man. Gold should go down. Gold should go down because now we're also getting direction. 0.50% on the daily. Nice little bus stop right here. For sure selling. I don't know about you guys, but I think there's a lot of sellers in the market right now. There's still plenty of selling pressure. Look at the way price... Oh man, look at this. Look at how price dumped here on Wednesday. Look at this. Look at the amount of selling pressure here. Still creating new lower lows overall, correct? Because there's a difference between trading what you see and what you feel. Maybe what you feel is there's something over here like a support area and price should go up because of XYZ. But I think what I'm seeing here right now, this late into the day, it's pretty late into the day. This is a London session. Some people think London is early, right? London is not early. London is late. This is late into the day. Nice little rejections here on the 5-minute too. No liquidity grab here on the previous 5. Just slightly took out the highs by 40.58. Want to take out these lows. Get through that 8 SMA too would be good. It would be better if we get this. The best way this could play out, honestly, is if... Oh, we got the new hourly open soon. If the 5-minute closes like this and then the next 5-minute breaks, that would be the best case scenario. Because if this candle here comes down towards like 40.50, it might still need some few pullbacks there in the last 2 minutes. So it'd be nice if it first pushed down a bit more and then like... Yeah, but I would still execute. But I would expect a bit of pullbacks, but let's see. Let us see. We're just building momentum now. Might even get the trade a bit sooner. Depending on how this candles here close. See if it pulls up again. Very nice, very nice. See if I can get a fake out above those highs. Be nice little confluence. came. Man, I wish it was yesterday. Yesterday. We're on our way. November came. Man, can we get a fakie right here? That would be beautiful. Close resistance, please. Close resistance. I need you to create resistance for me here. Come on. Buyers are not dead yet. Yep, that's why I'm waiting for them to... That's why I'm waiting for price to weaken. That's why I'm not even taking a sell here. I think it's like that new hourly candle that's about to open up. It's like slightly weakening. Look at the way the 5 minutes trickling. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4. They're struggling. The buyers are struggling here. Look at the way the 5 minutes wait. You get chode of a bearish candle like this come out of nowhere soon. Look at the way the 5 minute guys are like weakening over there. Because when candles move with momentum, typically it can go up. You know, the market can do whatever. But typically the market does not move like that when price is moving with strength. It doesn't need like... How many candles are these? 1, 2, 3, 4. It doesn't need like 4 candles to make that move necessarily. They're just like pushing onwards right now. Yeah, they got a breakout. They got an accumulation break right here. So we could see that distribution come in if this is going to be a buy setup. Yeah. Looks like the buyers took it off that distribution. I thought the sellers could take this one, but looks like the buyers took it. There when it started breaking like 40.59. Looks like they took it. Nice little 40 pip move. Basically the same thing that happened right over here. Like even invert the scale if you want. See, it's like the same thing, but if you could look at it as a buy, and then that would be like a sell. Right here, here. Boom, boom, boom. That was a London Open, and this is now the pullback setup. The pullback setup, this is a continuation setup here. That's a pullback setup right over there. See, now it's distributing to the upside. Man, beautiful. Really nice follow-throughs there on those two plays. Man, it's already given back so many gains. It's up now 0.24%. Is that fib level? Yeah. See, they're taking the 4-hour candle. Holy! Look at the way candle here has pulled up. Like 290 pips. Man, it's about to flip here too. When a better trader, when I don't listen to any YouTube guru, then why are you on YouTube, sir? What's going on here? Why do you come on YouTube to write that comment? What a move. Holding my buy 0.1 lot. Nice, nice. Very nice, very nice. Nice move, but we don't do charity in this server. Yes. I have a W setup, but I don't have a funded account. Can someone please help me? No. No charity here. That's not a shark mentality. That's a brokey mentality. That's a brokey mentality. People who are real sharks in the world, they don't go around asking for handouts like that. Even when they're struggling, they don't go around asking for handouts. You just gotta own it, man. You gotta own whatever point in life that you are right now and then get a job, you know? But could I share my 3 missed trades on Discord for you to critique? You can be as harsh as you like. Yes. Send it here on Discord. Gold slips on stronger dollar, lower December rate cut expectations. Maybe we could just be getting a stronger pullback to the upside, but now I would need price to come down again. I need to show me that it's moving bearish again, because now this is a pretty strong pullback. So we're taking out that significant high over here where that previous setup was. Going to need for it to come down again and then look for a continuation. Hey Dan, thank you for the sub. Thank you. Now we just wait. Posted analysis. Let's see. Oh, nice. This is an excellent chart. Counter trend, but at the bottom of the range, was ready to buy if price broke the high. I took this buy as well this morning. This was a really nice buy. LSW price accumulate further before another possible there's this liquidity grab that's marked possible liquidity grab, which led to a breakout. Was AFK for the moment, so miss entry. Yeah, that was a really nice move. Price around negative 0.45% down for the day. Oh, okay. Yeah, I kind of see what you're looking at here. I think that's what you're looking at. It's like a pretty big one. It's not the cleanest. Maybe even a fake out above here. Could have been the case, but you seem to have gotten away with this. There was definitely something there. Something there was cooking. Oh, you also saw that one? Oh, okay. No, that's a pretty... That's essentially this one right here is this one. If that was your fake out idea, right? That little break above into the zone. This was it happening on a lower time frame. The accumulation break above into the zone. Into the zone here as well. He's got like a nice little head and shoulders, nice little SMA confluence. I think overall, small accumulation possible. Small head and shoulders, waiting for the right shoulder to form another attempt to break the high. Was expecting to see. Yeah, I think overall you got like a pretty nice perspective there. Oh man, is that daily gonna flip now as well? It was just shy of $4,000. He took 2 of my trades. I didn't take the first. There's no trade. It returned to hometown. Yep. Now it's back to no man's land. That's why I said, chat, like, I think that was a move for the London Open. Like, so I remember, the market doesn't owe you anything, correct? So the way it does its moves, it can do its moves at its own discretion. But I had a feeling that was the move. This was supposed to be the move, right over here. Oh man. But you know, I've been kind of not fully focused on the charts, so maybe that should have been the move. It's so hard to say, but man, sometimes you get these setups which are so hard to say. So you're just kind of happy if it plays out. This one is a lot easier. Like, something like this, pretty straightforward. Like, it was pretty much this thing that happened right here. Easy pickings. Easy pickings. There's not a lot of psychology work that happened over here as opposed to what happened over there. A lot of psychology work happened over there. Well, more of aggressive entry. This was like very simple, but it broke in the wrong direction according to what I wanted to take. But beautiful little push right here. Beautiful little push right here. I don't know if there's much of anything here, but yeah, those are the kind of 2 moves that have happened so far. So like 3, and that was at 355. So look at that, 2 moves. 2 moves happened on that 1 hourly candle. As I said, usually 1 to 2 moves are gonna happen. You got 1 move here and you got 1 move here. So now we have a new hourly candle. So we're waiting for our next 1, 2, 2 moves. And that's gonna help you be patient when you have that sort of perspective on the charts. you know, then it's fine. You can sit on your hands, because now at this point, all that it is consistent. Consistently coming on, consistently applying good risk management, consistently hitting your targets. That's all that it takes now at this point. Once you master patience, then you just gotta keep waiting. You know, before, the way I used to trade was very difficult because I didn't know when certain levels were gonna get broken. So I would have like let's say a level right over here, and I didn't know like if it would really come up there, and when it would even come up there. And when it came up here, I would be even less patient because I feel like I've been waiting for so long that I really want that thing to give me my trade. It was quite difficult. That was really difficult, but nowadays, you know, just show up onto the charts 1 or 2, 3 hours a day, and that's it. Then you're gonna go do something else, because you know when your trades are supposed to be coming through. Hey Vic, check us. Check US 500. Interesting setup. Send a chart. Instead of saying look at this, look at that, guys, just send a chart. Send a chart to Discord. I'm a pro at master patience. You must be patient, young grasshopper. You must be patient, young Padawan. NFP is here finally. Wow, interesting. We'll be cheering from the sideline. Yeah, exactly. If I don't get a trade on stream today, I think I'm going to be done for the day. I'm slowly getting my momentum back in. Now that we're locked in, we're fully focused, we're ready to go. I'm going to take my win and call it a day if I don't catch anything here on stream. Then slowly build that momentum. It's going to be like a snowball effect. Then it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Because, you know, momentum is so important. Like, you have to keep momentum. If you don't keep momentum, you start to lose gains, you know? You start to lose gains. So you got to like always keep momentum. Because every day you're not keeping momentum is a day that you're going back like this. So you got to stop it and then keep pushing it up again. You create new lower lows to create new higher highs. Sometimes life is like that. You create new lower low, you create new higher highs. Lower low, higher highs. The problem is, when you do this, create new low, 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 and you just stay here for a while. You stay here and you get comfortable. You get comfortable, and then you're gonna like give back so much that you worked for all the way here. You're gonna give back so much because you're comfortable. So don't get too comfortable, like Future says. Don't be too comfortable. Never get too comfortable. Bitch, don't get too comfortable. Better not get too comfortable. Tell you, life is full of inspiration. It's just where you look. The music you listen to, people you interact with, character development on the charts. The signs everywhere. The universe is speaking to you. Some people just don't listen. You hear it, but you don't really listen. You're just hearing it. Once you lock in, everything becomes a signal to you. Every single life experience you have is just going to be like, okay, so what am I learning here? You know, how can I get better here? Then life just becomes like that, you know. And I think it's a pretty good way of looking at things because you just get better. I love that song is speaking to a woman, but I hear completely differently. That was a freaking awesome song, man. I think it came out in 2020. We got a lot of good memories from 2020. Even if that was my worst time in terms of like actually learning to trade, putting in the work, getting disciplined in the market, I still had a lot of good memories in 2020. They say the journey counts more than the destination, yeah? So I think that's what it is. Bro, how do you enter your Discord? You got to do an IQ test, and only if you can pass that IQ test, then you're going to get access to the Discord. It should be easy. And the link is in the description. That's the first stage of the IQ test. But I gave you the answer to the first stage. Now you gotta figure it out on your own. Let's see, 0.25%. We still need some lows here to get taken. Here by 40.62, and for price to keep coming down. Down like at least towards 40.61. 40.61, and then I can take a sell continuation. And that's like gonna be about, from where we currently are sitting right now, maybe like 52 pips. I still think the sellers are in here, you know, they're just lurking about. Because come on, why would they not be sellers in the market when we're expecting bullish numbers for the NFP and bearish numbers for gold regarding interest rate cuts? I don't think there's anything else here that's really bolstering the price of gold up, except if it's something technical, like you guys said, like we swept the Asia lows, you know, and then we've had that pullback. Gold price has slipped on Thursday, weighed down by stronger dollar and reduced expectations of Federal Reserve cut in December, with investors eyeing a delayed U.S. jobs report. Gold right now is down primarily due to the fact that the rate cut bets have been parked back quite remarkably in the last 2 weeks. Yeah, exactly. So I think that's the only focus here at this point. That's the main focus. There's no NFP today, then why is it scheduled, sir? I'm not giving you my opinion, I'm just giving you what I see. Why do we have it scheduled? Come on. Can we move down bearish today? The 4-hour candle holds more weight. Got about 1 hour 47 minutes for the 4-hour close. It just reflipped. It's rejecting this zone over here. Would be nice to see it tumble though. I don't want to see gold recover, but at the same time, I don't want us to be stuck in this area here for too long, because it's starting to become like a minefield. Like, notice all these wicks that are building up right there. Loads of wicks. So the faster we get out of this zone, I think the better it's going to be. And we're going to have some explosive movements towards, I think, the last week over here for the month. We're going to have some pretty explosive movements. Because see, like, look at the monthly. The monthly hasn't even moved at all. 650 pips on the monthly candle body right now. Overall, we have this 3 white soldiers here. 1, 2, 3. Price is moving up. Still predominantly bullish with forecasts of potential rain. So that's how I'm looking at gold right now. And look at how it's sitting nicely here on $4,000, like a little bench. It's like a little bench here for the buyers. It's like, can we keep running? Forrest Gump style. Can we run, Goldie? You're on your last legs here, sir. Can we see 4,400 all-time highs? One more all-time high before the year ends. See how it's sitting here nicely on 4,000. Vic, hi Vic, you disappeared for 2 days, unreliable young man. I've been consistent this whole year. Guy, I had to make some moves in the real world. In the real world. You know, these lifestyle gurus, they're gonna have it so easy because they're gonna make a video like once a month or once every 2 weeks. Us live streamers, we're here every day. Every day. And we still, you know, for the most part, try and make some educational content. So we work really hard. We worked really hard to provide the community with value. You know, so sometimes you gotta take a break here to do other things. But yeah, now we're back. Now we're back. Now we're back. The whole year has been consistent. The whole freaking year over here, I've been taking at least 25, 35, 40 trades a month. But this month was the only month. And it was towards the end of the year because I said, let me put whatever I have to do this year towards the end of the year. You know, I'm going to do it at the end of the year. Let me focus on when there's a lot more of the... What do they call it? When there's a lot more meat in the market. And there's a lot more alpha in the market. That's beginning of the year. Then towards the end of the year, things can like start to slow down a bit. But from what I've been seeing, November is still moving quite nicely though. Might even have a really good December like we did in 23. I went into the sell at that time after your first trade also, because if you look at the 1 hour, it was making a really nice head and shoulders. All I hear is him telling me my situation will be changing, so don't get used to it. By the way, always wanted to enter buy low price. Yeah, you know, nothing lasts forever. Like, no good lasts forever, no bad lasts forever. Every day has 24 hours, you know. At the end of the day, it's like every day is gonna have 24 hours. So, you're gonna have bad days, you're gonna have good days, but they're all just 24 hours. The only thing that is like, is you gotta look and see how can you manage the stress aspect of it, you know. Because if you want something, there's an equal measure of stress that comes with that thing. So it's like, whatever point you are in life, there's an equal measure of stress, so you want to reduce that stress, because this is going to stay the same, right? This will stay the same, but the only thing you can control is this your stress level right over here. So it's just the same way as in trading. Your take profit, it can remain the same, right? You can leave it like this, but the only thing you're going to control is the risk. So you got to reduce the risk on your stress levels. Nice little like liquidity grab situation here. Take out the highs by like 40.72. Still waiting on sells, but it would be nice to get a bit more directional confluence. It's crazy that the market's swinging so much though. There's a lot of volume in here. Look at that swing from here to here was about like 191 pips. And look at the swing from here to here. It was about like 330 pips. So the market definitely has spoiled people this year. Gold in particular has really spoiled people. Just an insane amount of momentum. Well down, shout out to every good streamer out there. Yeah, thank you. Did you take did take any trades? Have been here only 50 minutes waiting for a sell. Waiting for a sell, sir. 0.30% starting to warm up here. We are warming up. It looks so clean. This looks so clean. Below 4062, we got clean range. Nice little pullback there on the 5-minute. Looks like a shotgun entry model. It's just battling those SMAs, but man, if this candlestick flips here, it's gonna have those SMAs in confluence. It's gonna have those SMAs there in confluence. Wait, let's see. How's the previous day is the question. How'd the previous day go? Bearish? Doon. A lot more bearish. Took out the lows. Yeah, I'm going to give this a shot right here. Because of just the way we have everything all set up today. Because if this 5-minute here flips, you see the way it just pulled up so nice? If that 5-minute candle there flips, we should be expecting a pretty strong move. See if I can tighten my stops a bit more. See that 5-minute, we got about 2 minutes 20 seconds. Like, look at this thing. If it flips, we got small liquidity grab above here. Take out those lows. We're just battling the SMAs, the 8 and the 50s crossing. So getting SMA crossover. There's like no bottom wick on that 5-minute too. We got about like 2 minutes. I want to see if I can reduce my stop. It's just above that high. So I can respect that area over there. Then I'll become like almost like a right shoulder. Clean range on the left hand side here as well. Got clean traffic on the left hand side. Clean traffic for price to come down. Oh, I hope it respects that high right there. So I can just leave my stop the way it is. Here it comes. Here comes the flip. 5 minutes about to flip. Last 30 seconds. Can we get the flip? It didn't flip, but it's doing a break and a retest on the 5-minute. Look at the wick. On the 5 break and retest. Baby top wick formed on my broker. Would be nicer for a pullback, but it's okay. Alright, so I got triggered in here. Would be nicer if we got the 5-minute first create the pullback though. Come on, dump it. So we got 5-minute clean range right over here. So this is what we're expecting that price is gonna do. Got nice little SMA confluence too. Got that 8, got that 50 holding price down. Got a pretty healthy top wick now, re-breaking the lows. Shouldn't pull up at this point. I don't want to see pull up. I want to see continue moving down. Especially after that break and retest that happened over here of that previous 5-minute candlestick. Come on, Goldie. This is such a clean move. Don't you dare break. Come on now. Stop playing with me. It's so much cleaner for you to go down. With everything we're expecting today. There we go. There we go. Come on, dump it.
Why are you running?
Spartans! What is your profession?
Alright, chat. Stop loss to break even here. Risk-free trade. You know, you can do whatever you got to do. You're up at like 20 pips right now. I'm holding down towards like 40.59. Come on now. See if I can survive. Let's go, Goldie. Awesome. Amazing. Congratulations, everybody who managed to secure something here. 16 pip stop loss at a... Actually would have pulled up, I think, significantly for a tighter stop on that one. So you got a clean range to keep coming down there too. We're just about flirting with daily trend. See, daily trend is flirting here. We need to crack 0.40. 0.40 is the next support. Like, that's going to be hard to crack. You see how high it's like flipping right there at that 0.40%. That was hard to crack. We're just about ready to flip and continue moving bearish though in the daily. It's got about like 1 minute for this candle here to close. Where's Bogdanov? Someone dump it. I have gone BE. Good, good. Yeah, I should run. Like, your good moves are not gonna come back up there. You see, it's like hovering at the daily bias. Look at that daily bias. There's an invisible force field there that we have to break through. Come on, beautiful. Let's go. 40.59. 40.59. That's the number. Can we get 40.59? Can we get 40.59? We got 12 seconds here. New 5-minute candle open soon. Can I get 40.59? Did anyone secure anything? You're up about like 34 pips. All right, 40.59 here has been hit. Beautiful. Secure my profit right here, chat. Let's go. Look at that. 40.59 to the T. And we're back, boys and girls. And we're back. Let's go. Come on now. Melt.
Bomba.
Give them a bomba clot today. Give them a bomba clot. Let's see the bomba clot. We have NFP today. Low interest rates. I didn't even want to wait for that daily to trend because, man, that was already clean enough for me. Break and retest, accumulation, breakout, nice SMA confluence, clean range, daily. I mean, overall direction still moving downwards over here. That was just a pullback, small little pullback for the buyers. Beautiful. If you think about it, all TFX concepts really did work out today because you got the sell over here, you got the buy over here, and you got the sell over here. And then the market just reacted accordingly. But I think for the first one, it was a fake out and then it sold off. For the second one, it was just a clean buy. And for the third one, it was just a clean sell. Beautiful. Simple. That's it. That's it. Have your strategy, know what you're looking for, come into the charts, execute. And just as long as it makes sense to you, right? As long as you've been tracking, because we've been tracking the market since here, right? We've been tracking the market since right over there. So you just got to keep tracking the market. Keep tracking and just wait for your shot. Beautiful. See, he's got some clean range here down towards support. Down towards like a 40-53 over here. That whole range, this whole range was about 118 pips. And I took around like 38. That's it. That's all that you gotta do. Tetra was the name of the daily trend indicator. It's a daily bias indicator in the description box. You can get it for free. I'm like the guy who sells you crisps in the market. Hey sir, do you want some crisps? It's free. Oh, don't mind if I do. Crisps. In America, you call them chips. In other places like the UK, you call them crisps. Crisps. Handing out sneakers. Oh yeah, I would love a good sneaker for free. I think a free sneaker tastes a lot better than a paid sneaker. Sometimes you gotta be greedy like the market makers. Yes. I will be greedy like the market makers very soon. Should have hold but made profit. Very well done. I mean, it just depends on your plan. If you planned on holding or not, whatever you plan to do, you just have to have done what you plan to do. Because there's no what ifs in trading, you know, like, oh, what if I held, or what if this, like that doesn't exist. Like what if is just made up in your head. You know, you just gotta make a choice and you're gonna stick by that choice. That's it. Because like if I secured here and it pushed down another 100 pips, there's no playing the victim. You know, you did what you did and you got what you got. On to the next trade. Man, it feels so good to be back, guys. Feels so good to just have everything sorted again for like proper, consistent workflow. Yeah, now we gotta put these numbers up here. These are rookie numbers. These are still rookie numbers. These are still rookie numbers. Yeah, majority of this range here has been filled up now. The only thing that's left is about like 25.5 pips. Push down from entries about like 72 pips. What do you think of the sell below 40.64? Yeah, that was a good sell. Oh, you said 40.64.96. 96? That's up here, sir. 40.64. Oh, here. Oh. 40.60. Oh, okay, I see. At the break of these lows. This is like, that's exactly what this was as a market fade entry model. That was a market fade, and then we leaned into the break and the retest with the accumulation breakout confluence as well. Well, at least I think the break and retest would have been confluence since we took that based off accumulation. But it started off with a market fade. Man, that's why I took this trade, because there's just so much stuff lining up there. It's like market fade into accumulation into break and retest to come down with SMA confluence and the macro fundamentals too. At least we just got our piece of the cake, right? I mean, think about it this way. We talked about missing this move this morning. Did we not, chat? Did we not talk about how we missed this move and how, you know, we were uncertain about this move? But you never miss a move in the market. Look at where we took our entry here. Look at this. It's even above where you think you would have missed the move. You got the entry even above that area with a cleaner move that you'd be happy to take a loss on. That's the power of the market. That's the power of foresight. That's the power of experience. Is you're going to better understand these things, and at that point, you're just more disciplined. You're more disciplined. You just wait. It's easy for you to wait. Some people, they can't wait because they don't have that flow. You know, that flow on how candles and things set up for their strategy. They don't have that flow. So it's hard to wait. See, I got my sell. Hey, could have been the last sell, chat. This could literally have been the last sell setup until now. We're heading over to New York in the next, I think, 1 hour, 20 minutes. Today I lost to a count that I had already passed. I'm tilted. Yeah, it sounds like you are tilted. That's why you have to step away from the charts. You got to take it slow. For me, if I'm not going to be 100% mental game, I'd rather end a month with less trades than end a month with taking more trades. See, I told you guys here in the Telegram this morning, we're back. We're so back. It's curtains. Curtains for gold as we end off the year. Come on now. Do you always trade according to bias indicator? No. Today I broke that rule. And I broke this bias indicator works the best during the London session time. But today I broke that rule because I saw an opportunity that could not have been missed, because it would have been a sin to miss that move. I would have looked back. I think the pain of ending this session and saying I was too risk averse hurt more than me losing this trade. So it would have been a sin for me not to take this position here. With all the confluence. So, you know, sometimes you're going to sin a lot because you're going to see a move, a perfect move. You've planned for it. You're ready for it. Everything was perfectly aligned. And then you don't take the trade, right? So we've all been there before. We see our setup. It's a beautiful setup, but we don't take the trade. That's a sin. That's one of the sins, you know, like how in the Bible you have the 7 commandments. Oh, the 7 commandments are not sins. Those are ways you should actually live. But in the 7 commandments of trading, the first one will be, thou shalt not sin. And then it will say, thou shalt not miss a trade thou planned for. So that's what it is. Oh yeah, the 10 commandments. Sorry. Apologies. I was thinking 7 because 7 is like a good number. 7 heaven. So yeah, you gotta have your own commandments. Have you not seen the trading commandments? Wait, let me try pull that up. I think there's trading commandments. We were looking at them the other day. The 10 commandments of trading, right? Let's see what these are. Trade with the trend. Don't try pick tops and bottoms. Plan your trade and trade your plan. Yeah, you see, there it is. Plan your trade and trade your plan. That's what I was saying. Don't add to a losing position. You see this? Man, this is one that sometimes you got to tattoo on people's forehead. Don't add into a losing position. No martingale. You see this? You got to follow the commandments. This is 1, 2, 3. That's a 4th commandment. The 5 is let your winners run and cut your losers short. Everything here makes sense. Don't get married to a trade. Perfect. You see how objective this is? It's not even attacking anything or anybody. It's so objective. Be open-minded and flexible. Don't let a small loss turn into a disaster. Think long-term and protect your capital. Don't make impulsive trading decisions. This is perfect, man. This is very well balanced and it's super objective, I think. But that's the one. Commandment 3. Plan your trade and trade your plan. Don't try to pick tops and bottoms. You see this? People who are buying the Asia lows. It may be worked out now, but in the long run, you don't want to be picking tops and bottoms just like that. At least in my opinion. Yeah, I think. Thou shalt not trade emotions. Thou shalt manage thy risk diligently. Thou shalt have a trading plan and stick to it. Thou shalt not chase losses. Thou shalt continuously educate thyself. Thou shalt not overtrade. Thou shalt respect thy capital. Thou shalt remain disciplined. Thou shalt keep accurate records. Thou shalt cultivate patience and perseverance. Every morning you gotta say these 10 commandments here before you start the day. Now we just gotta grab some popcorns and wait for the NFP. Thou shalt not full port. Thou shalt not take dumb shit trades. You live stream every day for London session? Yes. Still fit in waiting for 4040. Oh, nice. 4040 was still down over here, sir. Thou shalt not be greedy. Book $15 happy. Awesome. The only thing was the pullback on the 5-minute. That was kind of expected because that 5-minute broke without a top wick. So you see, once it created a better top wick, it respected again properly. On a scale of like 1 to 10, 10 being the ultimate clean in terms of the entry, because the setup could be clean, right? This is the thing about trading, is like you can have a clean setup, but the entry also needs to be clean. The entry is just as important as the setup looks clean. So also the entry needs to be clean. So the setup, I would say, was definitely like, just give it a 9 here because nothing's 10 out of 10. All is room for improvement, but just give it a 9. But the entry, we can give it out of 10, maybe a 7. A 7. Yeah, I think it was still pretty good. It was just a 5-minute top wick. Give it like a 7. 7.5. I feel cute today. I might gamble NFP later. Good luck, Wayne. May the power of Batman's Bruce Wayne be with you. Thou shalt love thy neighboring candles. Yes. That's a good one right there. You see this? Clean range. Thou shalt love their neighbors. You see, you just look for inspiration. It's literally everywhere. You gotta find in the Bible. You can relate it to trading as well. Thou shalt love thy neighbor. Exactly right here. Thou shalt love thy neighbor. Look at that. Isn't that awesome? Isn't it so interesting, life, when you start to see patterns everywhere? I find, like, for me, that's like a pastime of mine. I love to find patterns in everything. In everything, you know? There's always a pattern somewhere. You know, the weird thing is, yesterday we were talking about how there's never, not yesterday, the day before yesterday, we're talking about how there's never a lifestyle trading guru who's got a super yacht. And we're talking about Formula One in freaking Monaco. Insane. I got a YouTube channel recommended to me, which was exactly that. It was exactly all those things we spoke about on freaking Tuesday. How weird is that? And I've never watched that YouTube channel before. I don't even know why I clicked it, because I never watched those types of videos anyway. I clicked it and then I was like, damn, man, the universe really does speak to you. You know, it really does speak to you. Unless it's just like some kind of crazy marketing where, like, nowadays everything, literally everything to the T has been heard, and then it can actually recommend you, like, the AI can watch the video, and then that would be insane though. That would be crazy. I watched this video of a guy who was like on a yacht with helicopters, and he was trading Bitcoin. His name was Luke too. Luke something. What's the name of the channel? It's out with a Luke. Let me see. I got his Spotify playlist here because I want to listen to his music. Let's see. What was it? His name was Luke Davis. But for me, I think Luke Davis has rich parents. You know, there's some people you can just kind of look at and get that feeling that they were already rich. So it's like they're gonna rent daddy's Lamborghinis for videos. I get a feeling from this guy like he was already rich. There's a certain grit that comes from people who worked for their money. If you look at the guy from Billions, for example, right? Axelrod, the guy's a billionaire, but you can tell this guy started from the bottom. But you can tell, like, people like this, most likely this guy has rich parents. Most likely. Most likely. I'm not one to judge, but sometimes you gotta trust that gut feeling. But yeah, it's my $650,000 week at Monaco F1. That was a video that I was watching. Oh, I already watched one video of his. 2. But yeah, that's the channel name. Because I never respect people who have, like, it's hard for me to take inspiration from people who have, like, rich families. Because, you know, I also got this one buddy of mine who's always talking to me about, like, some kind of acquaintances that we both know and what they're doing. But I always tell him, like, man, if they didn't get it from the mud, then I don't even want to hear it. Because, like, there's a lot of people that I know also who just, like, you know, they got a lot of support from their families and they didn't really work for anything that they got. So I never look at that as an inspiration. And that's why it's actually very, very hard for people who come from rich families to actually do something in life. Because it's very hard to get out of the shadow of already having some kind of a success. You know, just like Trump. When Trump got his loan of a few $1 million, you know, Trump really wants to show you that he's a businessman and he can get things done. But it's hard to get out of the shadow of getting a couple $1 million as a loan to start your business. You know, it's very difficult. But I think, you know, a guy like Trump has kind of like proved it now. Now it's for his son Barron, which is going to be also very difficult. It's going to be the same scenario. So you just got to have that grit. And, you know, like someone like Trump has that kind of grit. You know, he's been in debt too. He's been in a lot of debt. And you can just see by the way he moves. He's not pretentious necessarily, but he's actually quite he he moves in a certain way, you know, that's kind of respectable. Besides from the political differences you might have with the guy, some people don't like the politics, but just look at the character. That's all I'm saying. It's like, it's not easy to do certain things. If you put yourself in his position, like how would you handle all of that? Almost getting shot, dealing with fucking Putin and North Korea and etc. Really having to strong arm a lot of these countries. Like, how would you perform? Like, besides the politics stuff, you know, it just shows character. Gold falls as dollar firms. Traders await delayed US jobs data. Let's see. Dollar firmness is weighing on gold, but the price choppiness is typical for this time of year. Exactly. See, that's why this time of year, I'm telling you, chat. Postponed everything this year towards the end of the year. Simple. Because I've been trading for 6 years, so I have these routines already on lock. I know when I gotta lock in. I know when I can lock out for a bit. And you see how beautifully also that lines up with everything. Where we have some good two-way trade with profit taking, booking, squaring meters, early investments ahead of New Year. Minutes from the Fed October's meeting released on Wednesday showed it cut interest rates even as policymakers cautioned that doing so could risk entrenchment, inflation, and a loss of public trust in U.S. central bank. Traders are now focused on September jobs report, delayed due to the government shutdown later today for clues on Fed's next move. September non-farm payrolls, which is employment change, discounting farmers, likely to increase by 50,000 jobs, more than double against August 22,000 gain, as Reuters survey showed. This is going to be a crazy NFP. And I think right now what we're going to see is price is going to chop around for a bit. You see the wicks are starting to generate here a little bit more. Price is going to chop around for a bit now until the NFP, potentially. And then when the NFP comes out, what I'm expecting is a candle like this. Like you see what Architect shared in the Discord. Something like this. Dumpy on gold for the NFP. A small loan of $1 million. Some people retire on that small loan. Alright, chat. If someone gave you a loan of $1 million, what would you do? A, retire. B, build a business from it. Right in the chat. Honest opinion. Honest opinion, guys. Honest opinion. Don't lie. $1 million. Retire or start a business. Go. You know, like how also when Elon Musk had the money from PayPal, he could have retired, but he started a rocket company and almost went bankrupt. He said he only had like 1 or 2 more chances to shoot a rocket up into the sky before it was finished, and it worked out on the last couple of tries over there. Imagine if it didn't work out. Where would he get the money? Where would he get the money to continue building SpaceX? So, you know, you got to really think about this. He could have retired. A lot of these people could retire. I see a lot of people saying 1 million, buy like 10 houses here and get 9K a month free. Retire, build a business. Oh, build a business, several. I got John here, got the entrepreneurial spirit. Then I can sell the houses for more. Let's see. Retire. I want to see that in an uptrend. Retire business. I see a lot more retire, I think. If retire, how would I pay back? Property and use the rest to invest. Build a business. Retire. Business, I'll partner with somebody who is already doing well. Investment property. Retire. How do you retire with 1 mil? You can retire with 1 mil. Build a business or real estate. You can retire with 1 mil. It's more than a lot of people make in a lifetime. To just have 1 mil sitting in the account. Bro, where do you live? People, you know, people, they get confused about money. Like, majority of the world has never seen 1 million in a bank account. They have not seen 1 million in a bank account. You can easily retire off of that. You know, you're gonna just leave a a very decent life, you know, very decent life. Especially if you move to a country which is like, you know, has an ocean, the currency is weaker as well. Oh man, then you're really gonna retire properly. But if you're gonna live in New York and you got 1 million, then you know you can expect something different. Like Shark Tank, find a good idea. But Vic, that 1M needs to keep my entire lifetime. 1 million in some countries would be difficult to spend if you don't go stupid. Yes. Cause like but you know, like when you don't have 1M, it's easy to take the M. But if you already have 1M, then you're just gonna obviously build a business and compound. If someone give you 1M now, it's easy to be lazy, right? It's easy to be lazy because making your first million is always gonna be like obviously the most difficult thing for an entrepreneur to do is to make that first million. But what they say is once you make your first million, making the second million is easier. It's the same way as if you're gonna grow an account from $5,000. Once you get to $10,000, it's much easier to scale up from that point because you're gaining like a bit more momentum. But if you just gave somebody 1 million because they've never like built that experience of making that money, then it's easier for them to retire. But if some business guy makes $1 million, it's almost easier for them to want to risk it all, potentially go broke, to keep making more because they made it once and they know they can do it again. And that's what trading is kind of like. Like if you're gonna lose everything in trading, maybe one day you full port, you do some dumb shit, you can fall back on the skill and the character development that you've already experienced because you know you've done it once, you can do it again. So it's all mindset. One day I lost 7K in a real account. Imagine. Holy. Imagine, bro. $7,000. It's a lot of money. 7,000 is not worth it. You've overpaid. You've overpaid for your lessons. $7,000. Because you can go a whole year unprofitable and just lose maybe like $1,000. You know, $1,000. A whole year. And you can even reduce that number even by less. You can cut it in half too. Lose like $500. It all comes down to what are you chasing? Skill or money? Usually people who chase money lose money, right? They usually lose money when they chase the money. You gotta think about it like if you're gonna bargain with somebody and you don't and you really want something, then you're gonna pay more for it. But if you're patient and you approach that interaction with patience and with some kind of like a strategy, then you end up paying less most of the time if you're just patient. Does BTC react to NFP news? From what I see, it seems to be moving in with gold. No, there's no correlation between, like people think there's correlation between gold and Bitcoin, but there's no correlation. I wanted 1.300 account. I remember like there was a time that I ran up an account. Like made around can't remember exactly, but I think it was like about 5K. That's when I was starting to find profitability. And then I lost it again because of bad psychology. So you can run, you know, the thing about trading, you can run up the numbers really fast, right? But the problem is how to keep the numbers high. Then that's when I really started digging into the risk management part of it, because I had nailed the entry, the runners, I had nailed that stuff. So this is the time I really run up the account. and then I ran it back down, but not completely down. So just enough for me to look at that and realize that, damn, I gotta look at my risk management now, because I can get my entries, I just can't keep the money. I ran a personal account from 1K to 11K and in 1 hour to 0. So it was taking 11K lesson, took 11K, took me time like 4 months. Still pretty nice. Yeah, you see, you can run them up pretty fast. Then you can run it down even faster. Just like anything else in life, you're gonna build a business. You know, it takes time to build a business, but running it down is always the hardest. Walking down the steps is always the easiest, you know. Walking up the steps is harder. So that's why discipline, consistency, and focus is really important. That's how you're going to keep your numbers up. That's how you got to keep your numbers. Not over trading, not over risking, sticking to like 1 or 2 trades a day, managing risk. That's all that it is, trading. Because in trading, what essentially I always tell people is that they're supposed to execute. As a trader, you're meant to execute. You should never get to a point where you can't execute because of lack of confidence, because that really messes you up psychologically, especially when you start missing moves. But at the same time, your job title is risk manager. So you have to look at how can you always manage your risk. So it's a balance between executing without hesitating and managing risk. That's why sometimes I kind of beat myself up a little bit when some things like this happen, because I feel like, you know, as an executioner, you have to be willing to jump in, because that's usually when people are scared. People are scared to get into positions when that's the time you should be getting in, when people are scared. So like for me, the way I trade, I don't think a lot of people, like I've not seen people trade like the way I trade. Maybe for some people that would even think is a risky setup, but I think those are the best setups. You see it's spinning now, chat. It's spinning, so you can just go grab your popcorns, because this thing is waiting for NFP. We caught the last move. We caught the last move before we went into a spin here. Let's freaking go. I had a feeling too. I was like, man, that move is too clean. It's too clean. We might not get another move like that. Now it's the last move before the spin. Last move before the spin. Can you please explain what makes a candle dump or skyrocket with NFP news is released? What dictates it will dump or rocket? The numbers. The numbers. So you see, if you go on your forex factory over here, we are previously at 22K. So if this number here gets greater than this number, which is a forecast, then you're expecting the dollar to strengthen. Usual effect, actual greater than forecast is good for the currency. So the dollar should strengthen. This is a currency right here. The USD should go up. That means gold should go down if you're trading gold spot. Right? That's it. That's all it is, you see. Like the numbers here, you got less than previous. 79K came out at 22K. So that's bad. That's bad. So that means gold should have gone up here on September 1st, September 5th. And dollars should have gone down. But you know, with news, there's also, you got to consider like volatility as well. Sometimes when the news comes out, you got to have something like this happen and then go up. That's the problem with news. It's like a gamble, but you'd always want to be on the right side of the market, right? So if we're expecting an increase, man, you got to take that increase, because look at this. Look at how high that the numbers can be. Especially whenever gold is low like this, we're always expecting higher numbers. And this is when it can become a little bit confusing, because you see previous is 14, actual is 73, but we're still below forecast, but it's still a good number from the previous. Then it can get a bit confusing. So you might see eventuality where price actually goes up just because it's still better than the previous, but it's less than forecast. But you see, it's already getting confusing even explaining it. So why even trade it? But I would say today, man, today's a pretty good chance that we're gonna get about 53k for NFP, and that gold is gonna sink because 22k is pretty low. It is pretty low. Even if we get above like below like 53, we're still above like the previous. So definitely something above previous though. Especially with like inflation and how Powell's been talking and how the interest rates have come down from like 90% to like the 30s. Bro, US economy is doing good. US economy is stabilizing. So, man, the numbers are going to be high. Like, let me tell you something. Today, people are going to make money on NFP. But at the same time, there's a group of people who are going to lose their accounts. And there's a group of people who are going to make a lot of money from this event. Are you guys buying or selling? Right in the chat. Buy or sell NFP on gold. If you were to trade. Buy or sell. I know some people like they're massaging their accounts for the NFP. You see, this is that point in the market. You see how it's like chilling here? People are just massaging their accounts. They're massaging their accounts. They're getting it ready for the NFP. Like, okay, so I got this account here. We're gonna blow this account. Gonna open a $500 account, $1,000 account, whatever it is. And this account, I'm gonna blow this account. Because I'm going to try and flip it. Because, you know, this is like a black swan event, man. When was the last time you had a government shutdown? Jobs data was delayed. Interest rates are saying that the dollar is strengthening. And you got NFP numbers at 22k. That's like a black swan event right there. We should be getting fireworks today, chat. Fireworks. Fireworks. So don't do dumb shit. Today is not the day to poke the bear. You know, at 8:30 a.m. you should either be watching with your popcorns or you should be in bed. Fully avoiding the urge to trade. If you know that you're going to trade with your main account on the NFP, then you really got to hold yourself back. You got to take a power nap for like 10 minutes there. Now imagine the people who just started trading this year who don't even know anything about the forex factory. Man, they're gonna get some serious surprises. They're gonna be like, what the hell is going on with gold? Because we've all been there. We've all been there, man. Like when we start trading and then shit just happens on the chart and we're just wondering like, what just happened? You know, you think everything is all good and then it always starts slow, right? Usually with these events, it starts like slow, like the candle opens and then you think it's normal. Then out of nowhere, you just see like a candle go up like this and you're like, what the hell just happened? We got people selling, sell, not me. Sounds like a sell. Bought a 40-40 today. I stay away in the charts. It would be fun just to stream it. Just to stream it. It would be fun. Just to see what happens. But by 8:30, I'm going to be doing something else. I'm going to be sitting out in the sun or something. I don't know. Gotta do something else. For me, it says 2:30 p.m. on Forex Factory. They refer to EST, I guess. Yeah, you can change the time up here on your top right. Just go and click on the time zone and you can change your time at whatever time that you want to use. See this? Go on Canada over here. Go on Puerto Rico. This is Eastern time. Yeah, welcome, welcome. Gold fall back to 3,900. Yeah, maybe like that 4K. That 4K on the monthly looks like it would be nice to flip, wouldn't it? We got 8 days for the monthly candles to close. This could behave like any other candle on the lower time frame. Remember this. 8 days is equivalent to maybe like an hourly candle having like 10 minutes or like 8 minutes. Let's say the hourly candle has like 8 minutes left. It could still flip in the last 8 minutes. So this is the area here. You see how it's holding the zone? This is an area here that I think gold could actually reflip potentially on this monthly here. Got like 8 days. We might see some bearish momentum, or even the rest of next week. We might just be selling gold, most likely. But first, we gotta start coming down. Silly, but it's good to see you when listening to you talking with a calm now in Discord. Nice. Yeah, we had to. You know, the thing with the camera, it's just really annoying because it breaks it blocks a lot of things up over here. It's kind of annoying, but yeah, I think it's better this way overall. Vic, I put my entry where the masses put their stops. Where do I put my stops? Oh, you got that from that old guy. I forgot his name. Put your entry where the masses put their stop loss. Yeah. Joshua, I think you're from SA, yeah? That guy was in SA as well. He went to a university somewhere in, I think he was in... I can't remember where it was. He went to university, and then he was giving them that spiel. But let me see what you said. Vic, if I put my entry where the masses put their stops, where do I put my stops? You see, that's the question. That's the question. Where do you put your stops? Where are the masses putting their stops, sir? He said above and below candles, right? Above candles, below candles. That's where they're putting their stops. Maybe like support resistance level. Maybe like this. I don't know. Maybe right here. Taking out these highs. But you see, it's not really explained properly, is it? So that's gonna be all subjective. Where that you think that the masses put their stops is just gonna be subjective. And I think instead of working from point B to point A, work from point A to point B. So like, for example, look at this. Look at this. What happened over here today? What happened today? We're looking for a sell over here. And remember when this trade was playing out, what we're talking about? We're saying, man, like, look at how price is coming up right now. That it's creating a potential fake out, right? On that candle. That's what we're expecting. We're like, okay, we're still looking for sells. We're still looking for sells, so we don't take that buy. We're still looking for sells, expecting the fake out. And then you see on the 5 minute, then at the same time we're looking at the 5 minute, we're like, man, it looks a lot clean on the 5 minute. A little liquidity grab above the highs right here. We've got a resistance. It looks like a liquidity grab, correct? I think we can all agree. Everybody from all walks of life here, you guys all trade a manner of different ways, but we can all agree that that candle looks very suspicious. That wick looks very suspicious over there, correct? So that's our objectivity that I like in my trading. So I got to look at that and say, now that's going to be a clean fake out for my entry model right over here. And then I use that as confluence to say, market has taken these players out, because now I can see it. I can see it. I'm not just getting into an entry here because the masses put their stop losses above here, but I'm just waiting for confirmation, because, you know, market could still keep going up. But you wait for confirmation, because if they got triggered in here, then you know where the sell is going to come in. Most likely at the lows. That's where stop losses are going to be sitting for the buyers, right? Take a buy here. Stop loss is going to be sitting below here. Use that as liquidity, in a sense, to continue pushing price downwards. But you see it happen. And then I was to wait for a candle to close bullish and then re-break the lows. But in this scenario, we just had price break the lows and then continue to move down. So that's how I would do it. That's how I would look at it. So you're trading from a point of information, that you're seeing what the candlesticks are doing, and there's no indicator or anything that's telling you what should happen based off volume, but you're seeing it. You know, it's a big difference to see something like this happen as opposed to like an indicator tell you something there is going to happen, or just assuming that something there is going to happen before it does. Big difference. But that's why you got to find your identity. That's why, you know, we made the video yesterday. If you watch the video on my channel, you have to find your trading identity. And you got to see if that fits your psychology, because maybe for some people, it still has, it's not clocking. It doesn't clock like that. But for me, it clocks like that because I've seen that happen so many times. On Discord, I can move you around to wherever I want, so it's okay for us on Discord. It's not clocking. Am I gonna stream when FP starts? Nope. I don't know about you guys, but I like my money. I like my money. I like protecting it. So I'm not gonna stream when NFP starts. Even just being on the chart is even scary because you gotta turn off the terminal. Maybe you're gonna make a mistake. Imagine you forget and then you take a trade because something looked good. And you're like, oh shit, NFP's coming. It happened to me for this break-even trade, we took a sell here at 3 a.m. and then news came out at 3:10 a.m. But there's never news during this time. But we had some red folder that came out because, you know, all this news has been delayed. So we had a random news event come out like 3:10 a.m. But it's because I was in a sell. Price moved like 20 pips. News came out, and you know, as we're heading towards the news, price was moving up. Stopped me at break even, and then kept moving up. So you got to be very cautious now when we're getting like these jobs data coming out. Are you gonna use straddle later? Don't know what that is. If this 15 flips, it's running all the way to my TP by 40.53. Nice, nice. Oh. I don't know what it is about stream that always makes my neck feel weird. We got like a support here. Support. I told you, chat, it's gonna consolidate now. That was the last move. That was it. That was the last wave. It's kind of like catching a wave, right? You're in the ocean and you kind of like miss a lot of the waves, and then we managed to just get on the last one. Get on the last one before it crashes. Because, you know, like all the surfers were like taking their waves, and they were all by the beach. All the surfers here were by the beach, but I was still out here. I was like, damn, I missed everything. Then I saw this one wave coming, right? That one wave was coming, and it was coming nice. Got confluence, got confidence. I'm like, man, I got to catch this wave. I ain't waiting anymore. Catch the wave, then you can join the surfers by the beach over here. That's how it felt like. Because, you know, essentially I was not planning on taking this until you see the wave build up. You know, in the distance, you can see that there's something coming, but you're not fully convinced. You know, even in real life, you need confluence. Life is like price action. You need confluence. So as that wave is coming, it starts building up. You're starting to get confluence. All right, now this could look pretty good here. And the thing when they schedule a buy and sell, then when NFP starts, only one will get triggered. Oh, a standing desk. I used to have a standing desk. But then I got too tired standing. So I stopped using the standing desk, but I used to use one. But I don't use it anymore. It seems to have a resemblance with the current chart. When you look at DXY 15-minute time frame, Yeah, DXY should be ranging. Bitcoin's coming down. DXY is planning a reversal confirmation here. You can see it on the monthly time frame, which I find like insane. Like how price action sometimes ahead of reality like this sometimes is crazy. Like little TFX concepts here. Break of structure, accumulation. This is a consolidation, little fake out situation that happened during the London session today. And then price shot down. But in this scenario, you see it faked out above here. And it's looking to fake out the sellers below here as well. So you see how it broke and it's barcoding. This is usually a reversal confirmation. Whenever I'm trading, let's say if I take a sell over here and my stop's above here for whatever reason, and I see something like this, I'm bringing my stops down here. I'm reducing my risk by this much because I know, man, like once we start breaking this area, then price is going to come back into the range. And what's the point of holding all that drawdown? And we also got like a lot of good numbers in line for DXY to move back into the range. So it's already like setting up, you see? It's setting up. It's setting up to fake out these sellers over here. You probably start coming back up towards like 108. Back into this general range over here. See that little fakey above? Then it'll come back into this range and then hold steady right there. But it's a warning sign. That's like insurance basically for people who are taking sells on the dollar index. It's insurance time. It's time to cover your downside. Nice little tiny little liquidity grab over here too. Break of those support levels. But that's still pretty okay. No, that range that looks better on the 15, I think. Yeah, it's better on the 15. That's like a 50-minute play down towards a 40-45. Got around 99, 100 pips down towards that support.
On that beat, going crazy.
Do you scalp if it consolidates like this? You can. This is like a John Wickish area where people are buying the low, selling the highs. But yeah, I mean, the range itself is pretty decent. From here to here, that's around like 180 pips. But I would still be looking for, if anything, you should be more bearish in gold today. See if it actually respects that 8 SMA. Got about like 5 minutes. On the 15-minute, respect that 8 SMA to come down. Re-break these lows and then fill the range. It's like some of that happened here. You see this? Boom, boom, boom. Pull up, then come down. Fill up some of that range. On the 15. Like holds that SMA because that's going to be like a break and a retest off the SMA. Come down, break those lows. And then keep moving downtown to like 40, 46 over here. That's definitely accumulating. We got like 35 minutes until pre-New York session. It's looking pretty damn nice. On the 5 minute especially, you know? Look at that, man. It's like what we basically took here, but it's happening on a bigger scale. But you see, bias here is still saying waiting. We're just hovering by the invisible force field there by 0.40%. 0.40% is a real... It can be a real pain in the ass when you're expecting, when you take an entry before it. Sometimes we've seen that happen before on stream. Comes right next to 0.40 and then starts struggling. It's not a made up number. It's something that, you know, nothing you're gonna make up, because you're gonna sample size and you're gonna see it happen over a certain amount of time. NFP today. Can I pet that dog? Can I pet that dog? It's like perfect, because it's a bear too. It's a bear. Can I pet that dog? I mean, if NFP goes up, that means there was some kind of foul play. Because with the way everything is lined up right now, it doesn't make sense for the non-farm payrolls to go up. You can't even... We're gonna ask Zoli here. Let's even ask Zoli what the NFP should do. Why is NFP news cancelled? What will the NFP news do today on gold? Why are you saying NFP news cancelled? I literally just read an article in TradingView that said that price is waiting for the NFP. Why are you spreading rumors? Alright, so look, the Queen of Stonks implies that institution and speculation may lead to astute decisions. Tread carefully, but be ready to seize opportunities arising from the storm. The winds of fortune are fickle today. The red card warns of potential upheaval, suggesting volatility in gold, while the page of futures beacons action and realization amid this chaos. So it didn't really give me an answer today. So that means we gotta go and do a coin flip. So let's flip it here. Heads, buys, tails, sell. And the coin lands on tails. So it's saying it should sell. I took a challenge over here and I lost 3%. I finally broke even and due for a payout. This is how the graph looks. I'm taking a challenge to see if I can pass a funded with ChatGPT. This is still a demo account because I want to gather more data. Oh, ChatGPT signals. Trade setup XUSD, entry direction short. Wow, look at this. Yeah, you can actually send a picture on ChatGPT and it will give you a signal. It will do analysis for you. Right? It will do you analysis. It's kind of like, let's see if you can get that scene in Westworld. Investor demonetization. How crazy is this though? This was such a W series, Westworld. Insane how real looking those robots were. Obviously they're just actors, but insane. There's a whole party here full of AI. There's a scene here in Westworld where the robot is doing analysis. Some AI is doing analysis. Are you guys gonna, would you buy that robot? Have you seen that robot? That house cleaning robot from this company is trying to sell. I think it's like a, how much are they selling it for? $20,000? House cleaning robot. 20,000. It looks like Elon Musk's robot, but slightly different. Yeah, this one right here. What is it called? I've just announced their neo-humanoid house cleaning robot. There's a $20,000 robot here. But you know, it's so stupid because there's a human on the other side of this thing that's doing the actions. And it costs like $20,000. No thanks, these robots freak me out. Yeah, it's like, what's the point, man? It's just a human who's doing your freaking laundry. Might as well just get a human. Because this thing still takes you, like, if you ask it for a cup of water, it's gonna take you like 5 minutes. 5 minutes, go to the kitchen, pour you a glass of water, and then bring it to you. I don't like buys these things, man. Like, people actually try and buy these things. You can pre-order them now for $20,000. It looks sick though. It looks quite interesting. This is the future. Like, I think these are the companies that you gotta invest in because there's no investment advice, but you know, AI companies, these tech companies are gonna be doing pretty good because the way the world is heading now, we're just heading towards that direction. Like these drone companies, drone delivery, and all these things. I wonder how hard it is to clean its face. Like if a baby throws dirt on this thing, if you can like remove this kind of surface that looks very difficult to clean. No, thank you, sir. The lack of a face creeps you out. I really want a robot for the home. Just get a housekeeper. With some of those simple things ChatGPT gets wrong, I wouldn't trust it with my money. Yeah, the day I realized ChatGPT was not 100% accurate, I stopped trusting it. Because I knew the kind of like general answer to something. I asked ChatGPT, it gave me kind of a wrong answer. Then I was like, but shouldn't you account for this? And then ChatGPT was like, oh, you're right. Da-da-da-da-da. Then I was like, I see. I got you. So I'm not going to trust you with my life now. Because it can be wrong. You know, the scary part is that the way our society is heading, we're not going to even consider it to be wrong. Like if you look at the social credit score system in China and how like very unfair some things might be, but you're just going to trust the automated processes. You know, you're not even going to question it. So that's the scary part, that you don't question it. You can't question it. So if it says you did something, then you did something, you know? It's like YouTube algorithm. YouTube algorithm is so bad because sometimes it can take out channels and say, let's say they got a copyright strike from a video that they copied, but it could be like a glitch on the algorithm. And since there's no human intervention, it's like the judge and executioner. So it's super stupid. Like that happened to my YouTube this year. There was some weird thing with the algorithm. It was glitching. It was affecting my channel, a bunch of other channels. We had to take down content. And there's no one you can talk to about that. Even the humans are unresponsive because they just trust the systems. And these automated systems suck. Just like a Tesla sucks. You know? It's not 100% guaranteed anything. Like the manual way of doing things still works. Human intervention, it's still the most foolproof way of doing something. If you're trading, you need human intervention. If you're doing anything, I would not trust a Tesla with my life. I would rather drive the car. If I'm going to die, I would rather drive the car. and not have the car have an error, or like blow an account because a robot had an error. ChatGPT isn't the smartest when it needs to perform vague tasks. You need to be very precise when you speak to an AI. Exactly. I was saying that to a friend. I was so sure about, I was saying I knew that ChatGPT was wrong and I was right. Then I started presenting the facts and it said, oh, you're right. Have you seen that one movie where there's one movie where Teslas are driving out of the lot? It's kind of wild. It's from Leave the World Behind on Netflix. You got all these Teslas. Like, literally that could happen because it's just all tech. You got all these Teslas driving out the lot and crashing. It's like Watch Dogs. If you played that video game Watch Dogs, how you can just hack into basically everything. Yeah, the world is just full of tech. You can literally hack into everything. Like if you go in the UK, you're being surveilled 24/7 on the streets. Loads of cameras around. I'm selling gold and got... Yeah, this is not going anywhere here. It's a 170 pip range. It's gearing up for a move. It's just a small little accumulation break right now. Did about like 28 pips on the break. Nice little clean move. Because it's like a John Wick entry too, because you're taking at the lows. You're buying the lows and, you know, people are going to be looking to sell the highs. Me and DeepSeek are pretty much best friends at this point. Oh, that's a great movie. I watched it when slightly intoxicated and I scared the shit out of you. Yeah, that actor, she's still acting even now. What's her name? Yeah, she's like an OG, right? She's the one from Mamma Mia. Mamma Mia, here I go again. What kept you going, and even in moments when you wanted to give up? Just like accepting defeat. As funny as that might sound, but accepting defeat was what kept me going. Stop trying to control every single outcome was what kept me going, because at the beginning I was literally trying to like perfect everything until I realized that you can't be perfect in the market. And then that defeat, that humbleness, I call it maybe just humbleness. Let's not call it defeat. Let's call it humbleness. That's what kept me going, basically. You know, because at that point it's like you can't let it control your emotions anymore. If you can't control your emotions, can't take anything away from you, right? Like, think about it this way. When you get in an argument with somebody, you give them the power. When you get tilted by something that they're saying and you get pissed off, you have given them the power. You don't have to do that. So you got to take your power back. You know, you just must remain calm. And I think that's what kept me going, was just that, a stillness of just not giving the charts the power to ruin my day or to tilt my mood, and then slowly building up from there. 1 foot of footsteps he was carrying me. That's what Kanye West says. A lot of like wisdom in Kanye's songs. You know, the Kanye is the one guy who said a lot of crazy shit that was true. A lot of crazy shit he said was true. And in this song he says 1 foot of footsteps he was carrying me. So that means like he let God take the wheel. You know, at some point in his life, he just let God take the wheel. You know, one step after the next step. You know, be humble. Let God take the wheel. Stop trying to control everything. You know, he's got this. You're gonna ask God for things, and you just gotta put your faith in him, and you put your work in. You know, God hears your prayers, but he blesses your hands. So you put the work in, and that's it. That's the goal. I used ChatGPT to rewrite the Bible to sync the words of Christ in quantum physics. It took about 1 week. Wow. There's so many times I would scrape my journal looking for the perfect strat. Yeah, I mean, it's part of the process. Like reiteration and refinement is part of the thing, you know? Like every day you're still gonna be changing something with a strat until you finally get it. And that part of the process can be quite grueling, right? But I think the advice I'd give myself is to stick to the foundational aspects of the market which never change. So you have to focus and really be objective and really play the devil's advocate about things that you see in the market, those foundational things that never change. Correct? That's how you're gonna rewrite less of the strategy that you're creating. If you start off a foundation that you doesn't seem like valid to you, then it can be very difficult. For me, I started with Fibonacci's. Just Fibonacci's themselves and retracement, very difficult foundation to go off based off. So I had to like at some point scrape the whole thing. So that was my foundation, was Fibonacci's. I'm going to be a Fibonacci trader. I want to be a Fibonacci trader. But it was not a very good foundation because Fibonacci's are very tricky. Very tricky. And the way the markets are being fractal and all, you can be creating new higher highs on a 3-minute, on a 5-minute, a 30-minute. Like it's a bit too much, you know. They've got a fib inside a fib all the time, and sometimes you have a fib right here, but at the same time, if you go on a higher time frame like the 15-minute, you have a fib starting from down over here. So it can be really difficult. Me not even gonna look at the chart during NFP. Yeah, I think it's gonna be pretty good November here. Maybe it's gonna be like December in 2024, where I traded less. Got like 18 trades in December last year. November was pretty good. Did about like 25 standard. Right now we're up like 16. Yeah, this thing is like, look at the way it's holding here. Look at this getting ready, man. And the thing is, the breakout is gonna be insane. The breakout is gonna be crazy, especially if we hold this level. If we just hold this range, get more candlesticks print like the sideways until, but it would have to print for pretty long. So we're talking until like right over here, roughly like right here. That's how much more candlesticks we would need to print. Now imagine this. Imagine this bust up with now the NFP. It's like a, you know, like how explosions, how people explain to you how a nuclear bomb works and how the reactions happen. like how the particles like come together and create that explosion. It's gonna be like the same thing. It's gonna be like a gas canister, and then just a huge move. A huge move. Potentially, mostly looking to the downside like this. Really explosive move. I think I'll set a timer. Wait, let me do something here. Set a timer. That's at 8:30. Okay. Yeah, I think I'll set a timer just to see what happens. Just so I can get a bit of experience. Because this is my first time having a cluster of all these things happen at once. For my trading experience, for educational purposes, I would like to come and see what happens when we have a government shutdown happen, delayed jobs report, and interest rate decisions. What I'm assuming is going to be a very nice sell. Getting stuck in, you got to blow an account. You got to be willing to blow an account. Hit a sell 10 seconds before the news comes out. Because if you wait for a sell stop or buy stop, whatever it is, you're getting slipped. You're going to miss your entry. So if you really want to trade it, 10 seconds before the news comes out, you got to hit a sell, stop loss to the heavens, and just wait. And wait. That's what you got to do. Wait for your fate. But we should be getting out the gulag here, though. That's for sure. But don't do it on your main account. That's the last mistake you're going to make this week. If you've already been fucking up this week, that's the last fuck up. I guarantee you that's the last one that you're making this week. So don't do it on a main account. Some will go from 1k to 11k. Other accounts will go from 11k to 0. Nice equilibrium. The equalizer. Denzel Washington style. You'll have some people gonna make money and then some other people not gonna make any money. You'll be drowning. Yeah, how many pips you guys reckon it will do? The NFP, like off the rip. How many pips do you think it'll do? Like this candle here, for example, just chill vibes is 136 pips. Which is insane even to say that. Just chill vibes. So what do you think the NFP will do? How many pips? 500? I reckon like a 500 pips. Wait, 500 too much? Let me see. Nah, we'll probably get like 400, 350. Damn, no, 500. Maybe we can see 500. What happened here? Yeah, easy. 500 pips. This is like a 500 move that happened yesterday. This was Asia session. Man, look at this 500 move that happened in Asia session. But on just one candle, how many pips could we do? Maybe like 300 plus. Damn, it's hard to say, Chad. It's so difficult. But 500 pips at least. At least 500 pips. At least 500 pips. Down to 3,500. Your gut says up. Your gut says up. One thing about my gut is it doesn't work with news. With news, you gotta follow what the sentiments are saying. You're much better off following the sentiment. You don't want to be the guy who takes a buy when the sentiments and everything was saying sell. You'd rather be the guy who took a sell because honest mistake, you know, everything was saying sell at the time. As I already explained to you, it makes more sense for a sell too. You know, but you don't want to be the guy taking a buy and then losing a buy. You gotta take a sell and lose a sell. Sometimes in life we like doing that to ourselves, you know. I don't know why it is. It's a human psychology trait, but I see it a lot when I play decision-based games, that in the moment I know there's a right decision to make, but because I'm acting more impulsively, I pick the wrong decision. You know, sometimes in decision-based games you can choose whether to attack somebody. Like your character might be maybe a really small girl. She has no weapons. And this guy in a mask is coming at you with a machete. Right? Your impulsive instinct is, I want to lean into this. I want to try and attack this guy. But you see, that's a wrong decision. That's a wrong decision based off the variables that are currently at play. So you got to pick the next decision. You know, you got to pick the other decision. But sometimes something happens to us that we pick the wrong decision. So you have time. The good thing about the market is you're not forced, right? No one's putting a gun to your head telling you got to do anything. You have time. You have time to think. Where's Nas going? Nas going to the moon, sir. It's at like 24,000, 25,000 right now. Look at the quarterly time frames. Nas is still going up. And Nas is something that is so nice. So I can imagine like something like Nas still has a lot of headroom to keep going up bullish. Look at how young the market is from here. This is 2015 and this is 2025. Still pretty young. Imagine Nas in the next like 15 years. We're at like 25k right now. We'll probably see this thing like really high up by then. Generally speaking, the markets are quite young. And the way our economy is developing nowadays, it is developing so fast. So fast. Especially with like AI and everything now. Man, I don't know what's happening, but the leaps that we're making, like every 10 years, the leaps are way bigger than, let's say, from the 90s to the 2000s, from the 2000s to 2010, 2010 to 2020, man, 2020, 2030, and then 2030, 2040, like the leaps are going to get huge with quantum computing, with AI, just insane amount of development that we're about to see in our lifetime. And I bet you GTA 6 would still not have come out by then. GTA 6 has become a lifestyle. It's not even a game to play anymore. It's just a lifestyle. That's just a waiting for something that never comes out. Yeah, Nvidia, a good buy for long term for sure. Yes, sir. Look at the way this thing is chopping. Look at how low volume this is. Like 1, 2, 3 doji candles. It's waiting. It is waiting. You see this? This is how you're gonna read the market. You can seriously sense the market. That there's a time to play. And there's a time to do your homework. I think gold's next move depends on the break of structure it shows. It should still be a sell. That 15-minute range looks nice to sell off. You know, for the buyers, gold has a lot of heavy lifting to do there. Look at this. You got resistance right over here. You got another resistance right over here. And then only above 4080, only above 4080, that price can move up and then fill this range here. That's about like 200 pips, about 4080. But as of right now, I think anything below like 4058, that's going to be a pretty good sell. You got around 100 pips and it's a path of least resistance. Now, all this is just goat shit. So that's what we call a no trade zone, correct? GTA 7 will come out in 2040. Wasn't that the name of Cyberpunk? Cyberpunk 2040? What is Cyberpunk called? Cyberpunk 2077. All right, chat. I'm gonna head out here. Good luck, everybody. Godspeed. Don't be doing any dumb shit things today. And tomorrow is just gonna be another day that you can trade without any kind of manipulation here. So, tomorrow's Freaky Friday. We don't have any news tomorrow. Just got the pound, and that's about it. Oh, US dollar flash manufacturing, but It's not a big deal. 9:45, so that's fine. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Adios, everybody. Take care.